5.
China.
From Rude Dude, ban assault questions.
So what does the Second Amendment actually say? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's it. Not a lot of words, just very specific ones. Read the words. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Sure, you need an organized military force to defend your country, but the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is the people, in contrast with the militia. It doesn't say the right of the militia to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It says the right of the people. Now, why the word people? Because the people who wrote this had just fought a war for 2 years against a tyrannical state militia. They knew the time might come when they'd have to do that again. So they made the possession of weapons a right that the militia could never take away. Now, gun control advocates say the phrasing is clumsy, and the comma separating the state from the people is just a pause to get your breath.
Executive Order 109090. It lets us take over all modes of transportation.
FEMA can do that?
If the President declares an emergency, Executive Order 109095. We can take over the media.
All of it?
Any and all. Executive Order 109097. We can take command of natural resources.
RX-84.
What's that?
One of the plans. You haven't heard of RX-84?
Uh-huh.
FEMA takes over the highways, police, airports, media, the armed forces.
But they still report to the president, right?
Not until the end of the emergency. That's for efficiency. Also, they have plans on the books to arrest 5 million Americans the day the emergency is declared.
Terrorists?
Immigrants mostly. But also anyone the FBI has been watching.
Martial law means that the military has replaced the standing government. As such, the highest-ranking military official becomes the head of state, and the country's constitution, along with individual rights and freedoms, are suspended.
Because Wang prefers his roaches fried in peanut oil.
I have to say they looked worse than when they went in.
He wants to push it as a protein snack.
Insects, even suggesting it might be a good solution to world hunger.
And now the ants.
These string potatoes aren't complete without adding some dried ants. With the growing population and rising costs of food, the rest of the world just might be onto something. California.
PodShare is affordable shared housing that we build across Los Angeles, and here in San Francisco is our first site. The idea, it's membership-based housing, so if you book a pod, you can stay across the whole network of locations. I was born in the USSR in 1985.
Today, Yaroslavl is a wounded casualty of Russia's stumbling transition from communism. Most of its privatised businesses are ruined. Social services have almost collapsed. Many of its pensioners are reduced to begging.
My whole concept was like the idea of the government giving you everything in a communist state. What if you could subscribe to a housing membership and have all your needs met? In the fridge, there should just be like cereal, ramen, collegiate foods. And there should always be toothpaste and toilet paper and just these basic things that you just need to live. Like they should just be handled for you. And that's kind of the concept of PodShare. You just share pods across a network with people that become your friends.
And this one's currently being used. You can see here there's obviously a mattress, pillows, linens, your essentials. This is my pod right here. So the hardest thing about living in a place like this is that you give up your privacy. That's something that you do have to get used to once you start. By the way, come on through.
Oh yeah, go through. Last time. Not a problem.
Be sure you get the right attribution there. Я надеюсь, что вы правильно все это поняли.